consecutive NBA Finals loss on his resume. That's devastating. It would be a 5th NBA Finals loss overall. That would be devastating. But what would be even worse is if Steph Curry performs and he doesn't. See, that's what can't happen. If we sit up there and we see LeBron perform similar to what he did last year with some dominating performances, with the exception of, I think it was game 4. Yep. Okay? If we see dominating performances, but Kevin Love doesn't step up, and Kyrie Irving doesn't step up, and J.R. Smith's entire game evaporates because he's not hitting jump shots, then it's a little bit different. It's still negative. It's still bad. But nothing is worse than if Steph Curry continues to be the Steph Curry that we see, particularly in fourth quarters, and LeBron James is nowhere to be found. Nothing is worse than that. But if LeBron James shows up and performs, and we're able to point to Love getting outmatched by a Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut and Maurice Spates and Draymond Green are rebounding a basketball, and Tristan Thompson and Love are nowhere to be found, or J.R. Smith shoots 31% from the field and 29% from three-point range again, all right, and Kyrie Irving suddenly can't score, then that's different. It's still negative, but it's really the worst possible scenario is that Kevin Love comes to play, Kyrie Irving comes to play, and LeBron shows up for 3 quarters, but then Steph pours it on in the 4th, and LeBron has no answer. That is the worst case scenario, because not only do you lose the finals, but we can no longer call him King James. You can't be king without a crown. You can't, and you especially can't be the king without a crown if somebody is literally in your face and taking it from you. It'd be one thing if Steph Curry is sitting at home because his team lost, but Steph Curry is on the floor with you. He's the reigning 2-time league MVP. You are the one, if you're LeBron, who articulated, eloquently so I might add, the difference between the best player in the world and the most valuable player. You brought that analogy to our attention. You essentially implied that you still believe you're the best in the world, and that just because you didn't win league MVP doesn't mean you're not the best in the world. Then you're going up against that guy in the finals for all the marbles, and he shows up at money time, and there's an APB out for you. That cannot happen. So LeBron has to show up. They need to win. If they don't win, it's going to be bad, but it would be exponentially worse if Steph Curry shows up in the 4th quarter like he has been doing, and we can't find LeBron. That cannot happen.
Okay, do I hear you saying that it's possible that LeBron could play great in every, let's say it goes 7 and they lose to Golden State at Golden State in game 7, but LeBron plays big every game, that he does match Steph shot for shot, 4th quarter, clutch time shot for shot, but he loses closely, and we step back and say, you know, that stage was too big for Kevin Love, or maybe even for Kyrie, I don't know, whatever. Or role players, Cleveland's couldn't stand up to Golden State's role players, whatever. That can happen. Are you saying you'd be okay with that for LeBron? That would not hurt his legacy to fall to 2 and 5?
I'm saying his legacy is going to be hurt no matter what. But nothing's worse than if you don't perform. Okay. There is layers to which it can really be bad for you. It would be bad no matter what with a loss, but it would be devastating if he doesn't perform and Steph Curry does along the way to a loss.
Okay, now let's look at the glass as half full for LeBron. What would you say if they win this as the underdog? Well, what if they, in 6 games, they close out Golden State in Cleveland? Then what would you say about LeBron's legacy at 3 and 4? Would you say it's that much better?
It would be significantly better if he performed.
Yeah.
You can't. Listen, Skip, this is basketball. It's not like football or whatever. The quarterback position is obviously different. But there are so many things that come to football that you can look. A running back that doesn't run for 150 yards in a particular game. A receiver that doesn't catch for 150 to 200 yards in a particular game, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of things, or a lot, a pass rusher that doesn't get but so many sacks. There's a lot of things that enter the equation. But in the sport of basketball, albeit a team sport, individual exceptionalism gets noticed, and individual unexceptionalism gets noticed as well. So if Cleveland wins, all right, it's fine. But if LeBron plays like garbage, which is not going to happen, by the way, and Kyrie and Kevin Love comes and play and saves the day, we're going to notice that too.
Okay, I got it.
We're going to notice that. He's not going to be hurt by a win, but again, he can't play bad and they lose while Steph Curry's playing well. That is the most devastating scenario for him.
Okay. Here's my take on the positive side of this. If LeBron wins and he's the MVP of the finals, to me, and you can say I'm being unfair to say this or hypercritical of LeBron James, I think I'm just being honest. This is my gut feeling. I don't believe that LeBron at this stage of his career, after 13 NBA seasons at age 31, can save his legacy. It's already, by Jordan standards, and again, you say it's unfair, but I think from the start, LeBron wanted to be compared to Michael Jordan. That was his goal, was to be better than Michael Jordan. That's when I'm talking about, when he came out of high school as the chosen one and chose to wear number 23. My point is, he did have the meltdown, 2010 versus Dallas in the finals, when they're up 2-1 with home court advantage. And, they flamed out, obviously, and lost 3 straight games and were out of that series. And to me, now I'm looking at it from a Spurs fan's perspective, but I'll never get over Game 6. LeBron melted down at the end of Game 6 of that, 2013 finals in Miami. He had 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes and 18 seconds of that game, and then he missed what I thought was going to be the last shot of the game to tie, the 3 to tie. And I thought my guys would get the rebound and go the other way and the game would be over. But no, it went, bounded high and long to Bosh, who kicked it to Ray Allen, and I'll never get over that. But my point is, can LeBron undo that legacy, the negative part of his legacy, by beating Golden State? I mean, for me, no. It's indelible. It's already there. I mean, it's clear he can't be 6 for 6 Michael Jordan at this stage of his career. He could help improve his legacy, but he can't redeem it.
Let me tell you what problem I have with your analogy there. People are allowed to grow and evolve. You can bring up a host of points that you've made about LeBron over the years, Skip. They're not wrong. But what somebody would look at you and say, damn, why don't you calm down? Think about what you were 10 years ago. Think about what you were 20 years ago. Didn't you evolve? Didn't you grow? Don't we all evolve? Don't we all grow? If LeBron James is making the mistakes now that he made back before he won a championship, then that's a good, legitimate argument. But if he's matured, if his game has evolved, if he's grown, if he's validated his greatness as a champion, as a league MVP, why would you disrespect that? Why would you hold on for dear life to something that happened years ago? I understand not forgetting it, because we still haven't forgotten how Magic Johnson, struggled in the finals when Dennis Johnson and those boys forced 3 consecutive turnovers that cost them a championship, I think, in 1985.
Yep.
But we also recognize the fact that he came right back, made amends for that. He came right back and won 2 more titles after that. So we got to look at it from that perspective and respect the fact that there's a level of greatness that this man brought to the equation after adversity hit. And how are you going to ignore that when it comes to LeBron? But you ignore it when it comes to everybody else. You might recognize and remember what they did, but you bypass that because this is what they did in the aftermath of that. Nobody got on LeBron harder than me when he folded against the Dallas Mavericks, still chasing that elusive title. But damn, he came back the next year and balled out against Oklahoma City. Then he came back the next year, and even though Ray Allen saved the day in Game 6, what did he do in Game 7? 37 and 15.
Yep,
what did he do en route to winning his first title?
Yep.
48 and 15. I mean, 45, 15. This brother's on another level. Let's respect the level of greatness that this man brings to the equation and respect the fact that he answered adversity by showing up and overcoming it, which is an inspiration to everybody and everything that they do.
Okay, that's
you don't
fine.
sit there and lay down just because you failed. You get your behind back up and do what you got to do.
Okay, but don't tell me that LeBron could redeem himself to the point that he could be considered greater than Michael Jordan. That's over.
Well, who said
That's
that?
out.
Nobody said that.
I think there are a lot of
who is saying
blind,
this?
There are a lot of blind LeBron fans out there who still holding on to that.
Hold on. You keep bringing it up that people are saying this. Skip, I've heard no one say this. No one. Only you. You're the only one that sit there and bring up and you say people say this, that I don't want to hear this. Who are you hearing it from? I have heard no one. No one. I've covered the NBA for 20 years. I have heard no one say that LeBron James is greater than Michael Jordan. No one. Where is it coming from?
That he still would have a chance to redeem himself to the point where you'd step back and say, you know what? He proved over time he had a greater career than Michael. I'm sorry, you can't erase what happened earlier in his career.
When anybody talks in that regard, they're talking about the number of NBA Finals appearances one makes. Under no circumstances has any human being that I know discussing basketball. I host a national radio show, Skip. I'm on national television with you. I'm doing Sports Center. I'm at the NBA games. I walk the streets. Skip Bayless, I have heard no human being sit there and say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Only you keep saying that people have said that. It is not true.
I don't want to call out any other commentators on this network, but I think I heard that last week when he got to his 6th straight finals, that qualified him as doing something that Michael didn't ever do. That no one had, you know, you
doing
have to go back
something.
to the Bill Russell days.
No. Doing something that Michael has never done is entirely different than saying somebody's better than Michael Jordan was. No one has said that. I challenge you to find me one person, one in the globe who has said that about LeBron.
I will bet you
one person.
If LeBron manages to win this finals, I bet you we will hear a lot of that. That here he comes, he's salvaged his resume, his legacy to the point that he could be greater than Michael Jordan. Especially
Molly Karen, let me tell you something right now.
Yes.
Skip Bayless, I'm going to keep you right where the argument is. You changing it. I said no one will say, no one has said LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. What they say is, oh, he's done something Michael hasn't done in terms of number of titles or whatever. If Michael hadn't gone to play baseball, he might have went to 8 straight NBA crowns. The point is, he did it because he left the game for a couple of years or a year and a half. That's the bottom line. No one has said that but you. No one.
I'm just asking the question. That's all I'm doing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing? Just asking a question, huh?
Okay.
That's all you're doing?
Well, I'm pointing out that there are some indelible negatives on that resume that even you sometimes gloss over. He was young. Baloney, he was young then. Baloney, he was young in 2010. Baloney, he was young in 2013. I'm sorry, I'm not taking it.
Hold on. Who said he was young in 2013? Once again,
where
did that come from?
Where were you 10 years ago?
Hold it. Young against the Spurs in 2007. Who said he was young in 2013? Who said that?
You know what?
Who?
Don't get me started. We got to go because we're running way
over.
Yeah,
we got to go.
Okay.
Changing it up.
I'm not changing it. I just know we're way over.
Unbelievable.
Well, don't get me started on that first Spurs series. Don't get me started. After I heard LeBron James for
6 straight finals appearances.
Wait a second.
6 straight finals.
Wait a second. That 2007 finals, all I heard, LeBron had no chance. He's the greatest player in the world. He didn't have a chance against my Spurs. Are you kidding me? Those were 4 close games. Where was he?
That's 9 years ago.
I don't know.
Help me. All right, let's take a break on LeBron and MJ.
I was trying to be nice.
Focus on LeBron.
You're unbelievable.
And Tim Legler's here. Tim, come make peace with these guys. The Cavs put on a show from long distance this postseason. Will they keep it up against the defending champs? Legs in the house. He'll offer his opinion and calm these two down. First take, just